It has come to my attention that there is a certain rookie in the NBA right now that requires some love and attention, credit and praise. If you've been watching San Antonio Spurs basketball, you're probably in an exclusive club of not that many people. Besides Spurs fans who are incredibly dedicated and not used to this level of on-court incompetence. Surely the front office, the organization, has a plan and idea for how this will all amount to generational success over the next couple decades. They're building their blueprint back up again so they can run this dynasty back with new faces. And if you are one of these few spectators of the San Antonio Spurs, if you're really tuned in, and even if you're not, I mean, people know who this guy is just because of the hair changing every other game, the Rodman homage comparisons, even though there are certainly some differences in play style. Watch this guy play. He's not just like the next Dennis Rodman necessarily, but some of the qualities that made Dennis Rodman as distinct, as necessary, pivotal player as he was, can be found in the Spurs' 9th overall pick, Jeremy Sochan. And it's easy to miss, and also easy to dismiss, I should say, because the Spurs suck. Even when Jeremy Sochan plays great. His team is not winning games remotely, and he doesn't even play that much. It seems like he's out every other game. He's had this lingering knee thing, and that kind of makes this even more impressive because he can come back after missing games and be the Spurs' best player. He has definitely ramped up his play more recently just as the season has gone on, taking more reps as a primary ball handler, driver, initiator, player, finding different ways to score within the offense and also as a lead guy, really becoming a jack-of-all-trades player. And legitimately, I say this with complete sincerity. This guy could be the best player in the 2022 NBA draft when it is all said and done. Dare I do say myself, the Spurs may just have drafted the next iteration of Kawhi Leonard. Now, I'm not saying he is Kawhi, he's going to be Kawhi. We all know that it took Kawhi Leonard quite a little bit of time to find his scoring touch in the NBA, to establish his rhythm, to truly step into that role of go-to scorer. And of course, there was no reason for him to be that as soon as he got there. The Spurs needed him to be a guy that could knock down open shots and guard anybody, and that certainly was what he did. But we know Greg Popovich has a little bit of experience in player development. He's definitely been around some guys that have a little bit of credibility or achievement to their name. I mean, when this guy says something, when he makes a statement, you don't take it lightly. He doesn't often make quotes like this. Sochan is just 19 years old. His approach to acclimating himself with the team, with the league in general, he's just not your average player in any way, shape, or form. It's very hard to forget that he's on the court. He comes in as a defensive guy, maybe a hustle guy, maybe a mix it up, fiery personality, or super tough guy that's gonna hard foul opponents and make you earn it at the line, that's gonna chatter and do what he can get away with and really be a winning type of player. But I don't think the Spurs thought they were drafting a guy that was gonna be a 20-point per game scorer, necessarily offensive initiator guy at all. I mean, certainly they had an idea for how they were gonna involve him in the offense. And a team like the Spurs, their direction forward is all but established. They have a ton of young players that they know some of what they can do with, but they have certain guys that they know are going to be cornerstones, that they know that they want to surround the team with, rather than just surrounding players that they could take or leave. Jeremy Sochan, not a guy you can take or leave. At this point, it seems like he's a steal at number 9. And so back to my comment about him being the best player in this draft. Look, none of these guys are without their flaws. In fact, it has been far from the most stacked rookie class we've ever seen this season. I mean, certainly we can point to some guys that are playing great basketball. I mean, I want to just shout out Jalen Williams for a second. This guy's playing as good as anybody. He's been the best rookie over this recent stretch of games. Paolo Banchero is obviously great, and he's obviously going to be one of the premier players out of this draft. But at the same time, he has had his share of struggles as well. So certainly there are a lot of names across the board, talent, but I don't think we have the guy. I don't think we have perennial all-stars we have established just yet. Even though we have an idea, yeah, Paolo Banchero, he's going to be a pretty damn good player in this league. He has all the tools. He's got to put it together. There are no guarantees in this league, and he's got something. But Jeremy Sochan, there's just a very special quality about him, and the way that he plays and how he has grown over the course of this season. What he has done to add to his arsenal. He's been ready for everything this team has thrown at him in terms of assigning him greater responsibilities, just making him a more important part of their team on both sides of the ball. He's taken the challenge guarding premier players in this league. And also, just recently, the scoring surge. When he's on the court, he's a threat to score the basketball, and that's not something you could say about Dennis Rodman. And that's not something you could say about the Draymond Green role. Like, you see a guy that comes into the league like this with certain qualities of switchability, defense, just basketball sense, nose for the ball, team guy that's like a toughness player. He's already past Draymond Green as a scorer, if that's his player type. It's really hard to pin down what this guy's ceiling is as an NBA basketball player, especially under that Spurs umbrella. If anybody knows what they're doing as far as developing talent, building a team, getting the absolute most out of a player, look no further. I mean, we are very familiar with what these guys have done just because they have been quiet in the last several years. Something is coming. This might just be one of the key pieces in the revival of the Spurs franchise, and you are damn right I'm excited just for a guy like this. I think just a breath of fresh air. They don't really make him like this. Can't really think of a lot of guys you'd compare him to, so at least present players. So that's going to do it. Let me know what you guys think about Jeremy Sochan and how his progression will unfold throughout his NBA career and certainly the rest of the season, next couple seasons. Exciting stuff out of the Spurs, and that's going to do it. Peace.